What's going on, guys?
Drunk video. Yeah.
What are we doing again?
Drunk video. Today we're doing drunk editing. So let's see how that goes.
Probably not well.
I'm going to choose a picture. I probably should have done this before, but it is what it is.
We'll skip out in the next half an hour and fall back through later when he's actually picked one out.
Didn't have a folder. I actually had a folder.
You had a folder? You've got one photo.
That's going to be a short video.
Cool.
Alright, so that's the original picture. First thing I do is I
hope.
Well, where's auto?
That's it, done. I hope you change the crop first.
No, I don't.
Do you not?
First, no. I never do. I'm going to change the temperature first. About there. And then I'm probably going to lift the shadows because I want to see what I'm doing. And then I'll probably increase the vibrancy. Counteract that with saturation. Bring that down a tad.
Time -2.
But -2. Yeah, maybe a little bit more. And then maybe a little bit more. I think it needs a bit more exposure. Just a tad, and then bring down the highlights.
Let's just mute that.
Bring that down a bit. And then what I would do is I'll go to my colours. So I like the greens in this picture. I like the blues as well. So I'm probably going to make them pop out a little bit more than you would do. Maybe bring out the reds a bit.
I can't believe you do this before the crop.
I always do because I export as well without cropping.
That's mad.
Because if I want to use it, if I want to go in Photoshop, like for example, I don't like this little brick down here. That brick offends me, so I want to get rid of it.
Fair enough.
And get rid of it in post, or maybe I want to add something to the picture,
like a plane.
I put a plane just going under the tunnel.
James Bond just flying through,
like a private jet going through here. And I don't know what the crop's going to be yet, so I'll add my private jet in.
Fair enough.
And then I'll crop it, and then I know what I'm working with. Well, if I know I'm not going to do any mad stuff with it, then I'll just crop it in there. But, yeah. Right, let's bring saturation up a little bit in the greens, the old greenies. I'm going to change blues a bit, make them a bit more cyan. Just a tad. Just a tad. And then, because I like the greens, the amber colours as well, I'm going to increase their saturation. Just a tad. You don't want to overdo it. Okay. And the oranges a little bit. Already done the greens, blues.
Yeah, the blues, yeah.
See what they look. Oh, there we go. Starting to pop now, a little bit more 3D, you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
Very creamy.
Very creamy. And then I might do a curve. Set my angle point. Just to lift the shadows a little bit like this.
Are we going cinematic or are we going?
Going a little slightly cinematic because of the colours that they're wearing. I think a cinematic edit would look good. Yeah, you got like this the brown and the greens.
Yeah.
They're old as well, so
Fair enough.
They were around before cameras.
Black and white.
No. So yeah, I'm gonna lift this part of the white curve to bring out the shadows. See how that affects the shadows. And then maybe a slight S curve.
Ooh.
Just a slight one. I think it's looking good. I mean, I've made no adjustments to the curve. Maybe I lifted the shadows a little bit, but it's looking a lot better. Maybe beer will help.
If not, you just drink it till it looks good anyway.
Yeah, exactly. That's a top tip. Down the whole thing, the picture looks much better. I guess that's before, after. I mean, it's not my final edit, but it's looking a lot better than it was.
Right, crop. What are you doing?
And then, so if I was going to crop this, I always crop in a 4x5 as Instagram, an Insta haul.
Auto level?
Do you always go auto?
Depends.
If you don't trust it, if you press, where is it? If you press this button here, the straighten tool, you can find, say you wanted it to be straight along. I know you don't, but if you wanted to do that, it crops it for you, but that's horrendous, so that's on that. But yeah, probably all over this. That does it. And then I would. Oh, cry. Cry? I want to cry.
You cries.
Video! I want.
Crash for a bit, come back to it.
That's how I always do it. Well, is that not standard process? Her on the thirds, the last third there. Or I could centre it. It's really just personal preference, whatever you think looks best, but I'd probably put it here.
Yeah, I guess.
So you can get more of the bridge in. And yeah.
What about that RJ plus JS? Are you gonna edit that?
I could edit it, but
Or do you think it adds character? Does it add character, Sean?
RJ, what is it? RJ
And JS?
T and JS?
No, it's not T, it's a plus.
Is it a plus? I don't know, the graffiti's so good.
I'm sure it's a plus.
It's shit.
There's two different ones. Yeah. Are you doing that all the way along?
I think that does it. There we go.
That's worked so well, bro.
Missed a bit there. There we What the fuck is that?
No.
I think I'm going to leave it in.
We're going to leave it in, I think.
I'm going to leave it in. Or maybe...
Good for them, you know, RJ Bush.
If you're watching. Well done, guys. I didn't say it was shit. A final picture. It's not my best edit, but, you know, I've gone for that old looking, them old colours, like the old Fuji cameras. Make them colours pop. No, I'm happy with that.
I think it's alright.
I think it's Liam. You want to go?
Yeah, go on.
Can I choose a picture for you?
What, one of mine?
One of yours, yeah.
Go on then. See what I can do. I've already edited one of them, but...
This has got a really, like, musty taste to it.
It's an old camera. It's a 24 to 105.
Always ring Canon. That's your picture.
Right, first thing I do is crop. Always do
Very
crop.
first thing.
The very first thing I do is crop. I always like to get it. Can I get away with? I think I can. Second thing I do is tone curve, so I get the right feel. I'm gonna go. Oops! I'm gonna go up. I'm not doing that. That's what I thought.
Jesus.
I'm not doing that. I'm gonna crush the blacks a bit. Then come down a bit with the shadows. Not too much. There you go, simple S curve. Will do for now, and then I'll edit that a bit later. So after that, I'm going to try and sort out that background. And hopefully, neons will... There you go. So it's out of focus anyway, but it makes it a bit more clearer. And I want a bit more contrast. Not a lot more contrast though. Probably about 10. I'm going to increase the shadows, but I'm going to make the blacks a bit more to balance it out a little bit. There we go. Something like that. A radial, I believe.
A radial.
Okay.
Radial. That was a bit mad.
Yes, I'm not going to go all there, Sean. You start high and then you go back a bit.
I think you just delete that whole mask.
Yeah, it's not.
No, without
I
it.
don't think it's going to be
Because
saved.
it's already, like, it's already blooming.
I don't think it's going to be saved.
Metro blooming.
Here's what I'm going to do, Sean.
What are we doing? What's the plan?
Here's the plan stand. I'm going to brush it.
I'm going to brush it.
No. Mad.
I think what you need is more beer.
I think probably is what I need.
Oh dear.
Thank you very much. Now I want to invert this. And I'm going to drop the temperature on the outside. Turn the clarity down a little bit. And now I want a new mask. Hopefully it's like subject.
It's doing something. Do you reckon I'll get the dogs in? What was that?
You got one dog in. You got one dog in.
Didn't know the dog.
We'll have to add to that. Ooh. Ooh.
What's the dog doing?
Hey. So I'm going to turn on the contrast a little bit just to pop him out a bit more.
Oh, something freezing.
Ooh. Problem is though, you don't want to go too much or else it stands out like a sore thumb. We'll go -30. Right, now I need to do something drastic.
Drastic.
I need to do something drastic.
Oh, yeah.
I need to delete it, start again.
Delete. I personally think the crop needs to be a lot tighter.
It could be tight, but I want to get dogs in. I want the dogs.
Sound of your mum's cheeks. Oh, so I've got a neons preset. I'm going to select that. Obviously, that is a bit mad. I'm not going to keep it like that.
It's very blue.
It's very blue. That is the first thing I'm going to change, is the white balance. All right, there we go. Zoom in a little bit, see what's going on. Don't like the colour of his jacket. That's the first thing I've noticed. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tone down that yellow a bit. It's a bit, I don't know, I don't really like it. And then maybe bring the luminance up in the yellows, just make them stand out.
This coat is an awful colour.
And the hue, yeah, it's not very pleasing, is it?
It's like,
Go on.
it's like curry shit, isn't it? Really?
It's like a curry shit. I'm going to turn the hue down a little bit. There we go. That's
More browny.
More browny, yeah. Then maybe turn the oranges up a bit. Oh, yes. Very creamy. Turn the reds up on the hues, more of an orange. And then the blues, obviously, I'm going to go towards more of the aqua. Not too far, you don't want to overdo it because it looks a bit cheap when you do it too far. That's the blue that we're
That's
after.
a nice
Very nice blue. You know, doing Photoshop, I'd make that blue.
Yeah,
that's for another day.
Yeah.
That's for a show.
Bloom out. Oh, yeah, that's a good idea.
For a Photoshop day.
It's just drunk editing.
Photo shoot.
What?
Photo shoot. I think I'm going to increase the whites because when it's like this, it looks very flat and neutral. So I'm going to increase the whites a little bit. You don't want to go too far with it. But I think that's good. Shadows. I'm going to make the shadows
I still can't believe
darker.
I still can't believe you didn't get cropped before.
Right, let's have a look at the curve. With this preset, I don't know if the curve was enough. Oh, there we go. That's what I wanted. Those blacks to have like a little bit of, what's the word? what's the word? What am I thinking of? Thinking of the word?
Okay. I'm getting it. Depth. Is it depth?
We'll go with that. Right, the blues. I want the highlights, not the highlights. So I want the shadows a bit more blue. So let's create my anchor points. And then let's increase the blue a little bit. And then what I'm going to go to, I'm going to go to my colour wheel, my colour grading. I've already done it with the preset. So I don't have to do anything. The preset does it itself. If you want to buy the presets, come into
Link will probably not be in the description.
No, it's not going to be ready. Shadows.
That's
So the shadows is I put it up to blues, like an aqua blue, not too blue. And then you want obviously want the blending to be quite high. Saturation, you don't want to go too far with it, because if you go too far, it just washes out the whole picture. So what I do is maybe about 40 is more than enough, but for this picture I feel like it needs it. And then the highlights, go the opposite side of the colour wheel. So I'll go with the ambers, and then I've got that to about 50 So minus 50.
Do you know what I do?
What?
I change the colour of the coat more. Turn the... What's it under? Is it under yellows?
Yeah, yellow. So what I could do, so if you just want to select that colour, and you know you're definitely hitting that colour,
Yeah.
is go to colours. Here we go. So what you were saying, the saturation or the hue?
I did a hue.
So if you click this little adjust hue by dragging, and then you select what you want to adjust, so this, and then you can up or down. Oh, that's
that's what
brown, I think. Yeah, so it's more like a brown. That's good.
But then
Maybe the luminance as well. What I was thinking is if I put in a mask down here.
Okay.
So
like a linear.
Like a no, I'm gonna go with circle mask. So radial.
Oh, you're doing radial.
And I'm gonna invert it.
Okay. Yeah, there's some shadows.
Yeah. So I'm gonna highlight him. So what I'm doing a lot with my night photography at the minute is I'm just making the blacks really black and then highlighting the subject and the highlights. So what I'll do is bring the shadows down.
Yeah, did that to me earlier. You're not selected
nothing. There we go. There we go. And then the blacks as well, I'm going to tone them down.
Oh.
There we go. And I think that is it. I think that's the edit. And then obviously I'll crop for you. Slim's favourite part.
I would have done that first.
We've done that first.
What are you going to go for?
So I really want this light in it.
You want the... Okay.
I know out of all of it, it's a bit weird that I want just this little light.
So you're going to get that?
But I want to make sure that's in. I don't want that guy in it.
No.
It's gonna be a tight one.
I'll refrain from any jokes.
But then he's too close to the bottom, you see. So I might have to bring in more of that. There you go, so he's in the bottom portion. I've got my light in, I'm very happy.
Are you going to mask that window?
Yeah. There you go, that's my picture, I think. I'll export that.
Oh, we're moving.
Oh, we've gone sideways.
Jesus.
There we go. Do you want to sit up for this one?
Well, that was our drunk editing video.
How drunk are you on a scale of 1 to 10?
At the moment, I could drink more.
Fair enough.
Probably a 7.
You're an unhealthy man. We have actually got a preset pack on the way, so watch out for that. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys.
Cheers. See you next time.
Doggy tits!
End the recording.